We have the power, but we cannot do it individually. We cannot do it one or my way. But we as a collective can make something happen. So what we're trying to do today is just to let the world know that we as Bronx Community College, we understand what's going on. They think that we don't know what's going on. We're too busy. We're too busy listening to the latest hip-hop song, or we're worried about the games and stuff like that. But we see what's happening here. They're trying to squeeze us out of the system. I read in an article that by the year 2014, get this, by 2014, tuition for a community college would be $6,000. How are we going to afford it? How? Now you got financial aid, but like I said, once again, you already pay taxes. The financial aid is not going to cover everything. The financial aid is not going up. Your tap is not going up. If anything, your tap is being cut, and they're making you work harder to get the tap. To take 15 credits is a lot. A lot of us have to work. How can we juggle all of this and have high academic achievements, man? Why are they putting pressure on us? And this is a perfect time for you as a student body to feel empowered, but also to educate yourself, to realize what's going on. We could do something. All throughout the world, I don't know if you're following the news, but students in London, students in France, Ireland, all throughout Europe, South America, they're fighting these tuition hikes. They refuse to be quiet. And we have to begin to enter into that mode of no longer being quiet and no longer being scared to speak out. We complain amongst ourselves like, man, this paper print system sucks. But imagine if we all started saying it out vocally. This paper print system sucks and we don't want it anymore. Or this tuition is being a problem on us. We don't want to do this anymore. A lot of people don't understand that CUNY was free from 1847 to 1976. 1976, that sounds like a long time ago, right? But honestly, that was just a blink. If you look at the timeline of history, that was just the other day. Why was tuition implemented? There was something called the open struggle in 1969. You see, African Americans and minorities were not allowed into CUNY back then. It was very hard for them to get in. So a coalition of Black and Latino students at City College, they decided to do something about it. They found a way. They did what was ever necessary to get their point across. And that opened up the doors for us. That's the reason why we're able to come to this institution. But they refused to be quiet. They stood up to the challenge. And this is something that we have to do. We cannot allow the tuition hikes to continue to go up. I'm a student. And I see the importance of getting an education. And they're making it harder every day, but yet still we're not getting any reward. We continue being pressured with these tuition hikes, these budget cuts, but look around, nothing's changing. Yeah, they're building a building, that's great. Look at our bathrooms, man. There's no running water in most of our bathrooms. There's no toilet paper. Swine flu is a big epidemic, but yes, there's no hot water in a lot of our bathrooms. I went into some of the females' bathrooms just to look, when no female was in there. But there's no doors in some of the stalls in the female bathrooms. Why are we living in these conditions? What is that saying about our community? If you go down to some of the other colleges where the demographic is different, and when I say the demographic, I mean the skin color, you will notice a big change, a very big change. And this just goes to show the continuation of racism, classism, and sexism in this world that we still live in today. Nothing's changed, and nothing will change until students become more vocal, until students become more active, and until students become more determined to create a reality that they want. I say this to CUNY. If you raise your tuition, so be it. But listen, the more money that we pay, we want more in return. And we want a lot more. If you pay rent, you should understand this. When you call your landlord, you're not begging your landlord to fix anything in your house. You pay your rent. So your landlord better come and fix whatever's wrong in your house. We're paying rent here. We pay a large percentage of the budget pie that runs this institution. The state is cutting its funding, the city is cutting its funding, but student tuition is going up. We want more. And let today be the start of when students start to demand more. We deserve more.
That's right.
But it's not just about us once again. Yesterday, Tuesday, there was a United Nations video conference, and I attended. And I asked the ambassador to Pakistan, I said, Ambassador, this current economic crisis seems to have breeded a tuition hike epidemic throughout the world. Once again, students all throughout Europe, South America, all throughout the world, and even here in America are fighting against tuition hikes. How can we bring our struggle to the United Nations? And you know what he said? He pretty much freaked out. He couldn't understand, why is tuition going up in a time like this? It does not make sense. Do not let anybody bewitch you or try to pull the wool over your eyes. Oh, it's an economic crisis, so we have to raise tuition. No! Tuition should not even exist in the first place. If this government can take care of you from kindergarten to 12th grade, why can they not take care of you from kindergarten to PhD? Why does it get harder? This does not make sense. Education is not a privilege. Education is a human right. This is something that we all deserve. We should not have to fight for this. We should not have to beg for this. We should not have to ask for this. This is something that we deserve. This is something that our children deserve. But it starts with us. So once again, fight for what you want. Understand what you're getting. And do not be afraid to be vocal. They try to silence people that choose to speak out. They try to silence people who choose to defend for people who can't fight for themselves. They try to silence anybody who seeks true fundamental change. I am not here to continue business as usual. I'm not here to participate in a world that will continue to breed violence and racism and all the other negative isms that we can think of. We're in a unique position in the time frame of history. This might sound cliche, but truly, we have the ability to change the world. Us as students, it starts with us. We cannot look to the older generation to change the world for us. They will continue to do the things that they have been trained to do. But we are the young minds of the world. We know what type of world we want to create. Why wait? What are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? What are we waiting for? Nobody's going to come save us. We can save ourselves. So I challenge you all, everybody here. We only are a small percentage. There's 11,000 students in the school. But it can start with us. I challenge you all to demand more for your dollar. Demand more for your buck. Demand more for the money that you are paid. If we're going to pay, we want more. And we want more now. We're not going to continue to wait. But truth be told, people here from different organizations. There's people here from NIPER. There's people here from the faculty, from the union, Professional Staff Congress. They're here, they're going to speak. But honestly, the most important people that can speak today are you, the students. How does this affect you? How do you feel? What is going through your mind when you hear that tuition is going to be raised? What do you feel? What would you like to say? What is it? Are you cool with the tuition hikes? No. I can't hear you. No. Are you cool with the pay-for-print system? No. Oh, y'all must be rich because I can't hear you. You must like pay-for-print. Is that it? No. Let these people know that you will not continue to be oppressed economically. We do not have to stand for this. There's nothing to be afraid for when you are fighting for something that is entitled to you. We are asking for basic things, but they'll look at us like we're crazy. We're asking for things that will develop our society, but they will treat us like criminals. It's nothing to be afraid of, people. The education that we receive here is the new currency of the world. This is something that once we get it, we can change our lives. And not only our lives, but the lives of our families and the lives of our community. Fight for it. Right. Don't let it slip out your hands. Don't make them put you in a position where you have to decide, okay, how am I going to do this? Am I going to be able to afford tuition? Or do I have to put food on the table? Do I have to work an extra job now? Look at the prices of our textbooks. Huh? Some of them cost probably the same amount as 2 pair of Jordans. This doesn't make sense. But yet still you only use a book for 4 months. There's things we can do, but we can't do it alone. We need the students to back us. Me as a student, I need students. And it starts with us. So please, let today be the start where we start to educate ourselves. This information is all over the internet. This information is not being hidden from anybody. Go, type it up, tuition, CUNY. Understand the history of CUNY. Understand why CUNY was made. Understand why CUNY was created. Understand what CUNY was founded on. It was made for us, the working class, the people that have to struggle. That's why it was for free, because they understood. You can't afford it. You can't.
How do they control the poor? Deny them education. That's what they're doing to you. Why are you asking for what is yours? Take it.
Yeah. Look at our community. My community, out of my friends, I'm in the Bronx, but on my block, honestly, I might be the first one out of my clique to get an associate degree. What does that say about my friends? Does that say that they're lazy? No. Does that say that they're uneducated? No. These are some of the smartest people I know. What is it saying? It's saying that the same opportunity is not being provided for everybody, man. And that's scary. That is very frightening. Why? Why? In this day and age, when things are so hard, why are they making that the one thing that can bring us salvation, which is an education, so difficult to attain? I got financial aid, so I have to worry about it. No, you have to worry about it as well. It affects all of us. You pay taxes, don't you, when you work? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. All right. Would you pay a police officer every time he showed up to your door? No. Huh? Would you pay a fireman every time he came up to your door? Every time he showed up to your door? No. Who pays them? The city, right? Your taxes. It works through. Our professors, we understand, they get paid the same way. This is a public service. The education that we receive is free. It should be free. It is up to the government to make the best type of citizens that it could possibly make. But they have to take a bigger role into this. We should not be given the burden of making that happen. We can change the world. But we just have to be ready to do it. We can change the world, but we just want to have to do it. We can change the world. We just don't have to be scared to do it. So once again, I challenge you all. My name is Dwight Peters, President of the Student Government Association. Fight for what is yours.
My name is Lenny Dick. I work in the MAP department. I'm a delegate from the PSC union. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. So, Professional Staff Congress. We are the professors, instructors, lab technicians, bursars, registrars, librarians. Around the city, we are more than 20,000 in our membership. The CUNY students are over 250,000 in their number. So before I give my remarks, I just want to say briefly that the union, we are 100% with the students. For the last 12 years, we've made it clear that we are against tuition hikes. As Dwight said very eloquently, there is money available. And I'm going to speak more about that in a minute. But right now, I'd like to ask some of the students to come up and say what they think. Whether you want to talk for 5 minutes or 5 seconds, how is this going to affect you? Can you manage? And what do you think about what Dwight said? He said a lot of strong things. So what do you think? Come on up.
You don't have to come up, just speak.
Right,
Pretend it's just me and you. I'm having a conversation with you. How do you feel?
I feel like we have money for everything else, like for and when it comes to bailing out all these companies. But when it comes to education, which I feel like is the foundation of society, they don't have any money. That makes absolutely no sense.
Exactly, they don't have their priorities straight. They can basically just bump cash into the stuff that they think is important. But when it comes to stuff that they feel is trivial, but everyone else feels is top priority, they'll ignore it.
What else?
So as a solution, are we, what can be our plan of action?
well as other CUNY campuses. So it'll be basically a day of solidarity where all CUNY campuses are working together to protest it. And then later on that day, there'll be a protest with all CUNY campuses going downtown. The location, I'll give the location out to everyone.
Can I suggest that we either boycott, well, boycotting, let's say the bookstore. At this point, it wouldn't really count because we're not really buying books right now. We would be buying books next semester. That would be something that we would boycott, and that would hurt the schools, pocket, and show them that we're upset. Boycotting the cafeteria.
Why not?
I mentioned one time that we could do a hunger strike, but everybody kind of looked at me funny. Somebody would want to
No, we can't do a hunger strike.
We could,
do
just
a
for a
hunger
few
strike.
hours, it wouldn't be.
Not even that. We can do a hunger strike all semester. A hunger strike from the school's cafeteria food. We don't have to buy that at all. And the food sucks already. It sucks. So we boycott the cafeteria. We boycott the bookstore. Go online to buy your books. I bought my books online this semester. And I got my books for dirt cheap. Matter of fact, look at us right now. Next semester, a student right next to you probably have the book that you will need next semester. Why don't we swap books? We don't need the bookstore. They're charging you and overcharging you. Listen, I'm from the block. They're hustling you, man. I'm gonna keep it real. They're hustling you. Why are we allowing them to hustle us? We know better. Look at the community we're from. We see this every day. We should not fall victim to this.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What are we getting for this tuition hike? I went to the math lab. I can't even get a tutor. The tutor hasn't been there for 4 days. There's no tutors for us. How are we paying more for?
Getting less and less.
The bathroom is disgusting. There's water on the floor. There's no toilet paper. What are we getting out this? When we pay this money?
Where is it going?
Can I get a tutor for something?
President's office.
And where does the money go for the, I'm sorry. Where does the money go for the $25 that we have for kids? Right? If we don't spend all of that money, where does that go?
Does anybody know? Us as student government, I can't even speak on behalf of the whole student government. I'm going to speak as an individual for once. Me as a student. I would love to know where this money's coming from, where's the money going, but it seems like we're just running around in a circle. Nobody can give a straight answer. And there's a reason to it. The less you know, the more they can get away with. We're going to be blunt. This is no longer a system to develop our society. This higher education system is no longer that. This is a for-profit system. This is what it's about, making the money, making the buck, which is very unfortunate because it put us in an awkward position. Now we're in a position where we might not be getting the best education we can. We might not be getting the best college experience that we can and that we deserve.
You might need this.
Huh?
You might need this.
You might need a school. Huh? Get it. Exactly. Why are they making it hard for you, man? Why are they making it hard for you, sister? Why?
Well, I think they're making it hard because they're afraid of progression. They don't want us to progress. They don't want us to unbalance the balance that they gave us, the structure pyramid. They sit on top, we sit on the bottom. And we educate all of us, everybody from the hood, everybody from the urban community. We're going to make it there. They're afraid of that. They're afraid that we're going to come with a sledgehammer and knock them out of their offices.
You know what my theory is? You want to know what my theory is? This is my theory. That's beautiful what you said.
Yeah.
My theory is this. You see the student movement that's happening? There's a lot of students participating. You have the middle class students, the white liberals, the white radicals who are down for the cause, which we appreciate. You have other students who are fighting the cause, which we appreciate. But you know who's missing? The hood. Us. People of color. Where are we? Huh? They make it seem like, oh, we're too busy, you know, chasing sneakers and going to a Jay-Z concert or this and that. They downplay us. They think that was stupid.
Let me tell you, the meeting on Wednesday, there was four African Americans that I saw there. Everybody else were people of other nationalities. The tuition hike organization. 4.
Which we support. We support the other races helping us. But there's a problem within our own community that has been shot down since the 60s. After they killed Malcolm, after they killed Martin, something happened. After they killed Huey, something happened. Something happened. It seemed like we forgot where we were going. It seems like we forgot the direction that they were trying to lead us to. Direction of a better stance in society. Direction of equality. Direction of understanding that we believe in ourselves. Don't let them hold you back. How is it going to affect you? But then, yeah, what are you afraid of? You have more power than you will ever know. You have more power than you will ever know. We as a body have more power than we will ever know. You want a better world? It starts with you.
At the end of the day, we still live in bad regardless. So why not go out and make it? Things have to get worse before they get better in the first place. There's a whole bunch of other things. There's a whole bunch of other problems we got to take care of. This is just one out of many. If we can stand up, like you're saying, for this one first and step up to many others, then we can just this will be the start.
My question to everybody is, do you want to read about history? Or do you want to make history?
Make history.
Huh? Make history. We're in a position to do that. Where generations that will come after us will look upon us as those who brought the struggle to the top. Those who brought the struggle closer to the end. Those who could finally say, we won. Corey Provost is here with us. He's the chairperson for the University Student Senate. That is the highest governing body of CUNY. When the Board of Trustees voted on tuition increase, he was the only one on that board to vote no against it. Only one. There's something wrong with the Board of Trustees. I'm going to explain it to you. You see, when CUNY was founded, once again, the city and the state paid for everything, so it's okay. So the mayor and the governor has the power to appoint them. Something's wrong. But we'll let that slide. City and the state was paying most of it. Today in 2010, us, students, we're paying a larger and larger and larger slice of the pie. This whole appointment business of appointing somebody to the highest level of power for CUNY needs to change. We need to start to introduce democracy to this institution. We should have a bigger say. We should be able to vote on everybody that sits on the Board of Trustee members. Why? Hey, we're paying. Our power's in our dollar. Okay, we'll take our power. Let's hold them accountable. Carter, you want to say a few words?
Greetings, everybody. Again, my name is Corey Provost. I'm the chairperson for the University Student Senate. I'm really glad that Dwight had me come up here today to speak to you guys for a few moments. He had a lot of great rhetoric and a lot of talk to young men here, and I think he hit the ball right out of the park with what he said about they're scared of us going higher and higher and taking their positions away from them. Now, Dwight made a very interesting remark regarding the Board of Trustees and how it's founded and how it's structured. But to me, the Board of Trustees is not even the top of the mountain for us. We have to get into office. That's literally the government is what controls any and everything. It's not until we take those positions there when we really truly have the real power to influence and affect change within this university. At the end of the day, the Board of Trustees, while they're appointed by the governor and by the mayor, they're still subject to the state legislator on what they want. So that's where our real power, and I think that's what my focus is really geared towards is getting on the same page with the state legislature, letting them know what the real deal is, what we're here for, what we want, and what we definitely need here. And I think until then, it's just going to keep going through the cycles. Even if we have all students on the Board of Trustees, all we can do is make recommendations to the state. So I think that is a good starting point to at least start there. I like to aim for it all and see what we can get out of it. And I think that should be the best goal going forward. Dwight also mentioned to me that this is an international crisis going on. We have students in London, Germany, all across Europe, from California to New York, fighting and trying to fight for their education. And this is something that is international magnitude. And we are talking about, we're trying to figure out a way how we're going to take this to the UN and see if we can get an international body to really address this issue. I'm pretty sure that one of the World Summits are coming up soon, and education should be at the top, one of their top priorities. This is really the only way we can change ourselves, change the world, is through education and access to that education. I'm here to fight for it, and I know why I do. So we're definitely going to need everyone's support on this matter.
We do not want the world that they gave us. We do not want the world that they gave us. We seek to create a better world. And we know that we have the intelligence to build it. We know that we have the skill to build it. And we know that we have the understanding to build it. The people who are in power, they seek to keep power. That's just the thing with power. But we understand that for us to build our lives, to be something of substance, we need to take back our power. So let's get it. As Corby said, we are working on something bringing to the United Nations because we understand that this is not just a civil thing that we're fighting. This is bigger than that. Education is a human right. Malcolm X said it best, and I'm paraphrasing him. He said, you cannot complain about America to America. It doesn't make sense. You're not going to win. You can't bring the criminal to the criminal for help. Huh? Let's join with our international brothers and sisters who are fighting for the same thing. Let's make this something bigger, because it is bigger. It doesn't affect just CUNY. It doesn't affect just SUNY. It doesn't just affect students out of California. It affects students, no matter where your classroom is. Whether you're in a classroom in Jamaica, China, India, Pakistan, wherever you're opening up a textbook, you're opening up an opportunity for a better life. And we will secure that. It starts with us, man. How would it affect you?
Is it possible, like, while I was walking this young lady, she was on her telephone talking to my mother, and she was basically crying. She's like, they raised tuition. I didn't even know about it. And I'm just looking at her like, she's a teenager, but I have 3 small children. And if they're doing it now, like, who's to say, like, I'll be able to afford for all 3 of them to go to school when they get older. So I'm thinking, like God said, you're gonna go back to like the human in me. If each one of us as individuals, like in our community, could just like get petitions going to hand in to you guys when it's going. Even like for the guys that are just on the corner, they might have someone in their family that's in CUNY, or they might want their children to have a better life than them. So we could all just give petitions and everybody just get the signatures, and when it's time for you guys to go, we hand it in and see like what that can do.
I think petitions can be easily hidden away, but I think that if we're physically, as a body, visible to them, like they can't deny that we are saying something or that we have something to say. Though it's a great idea, I just think that that we need to take it further than petitions. And so us protesting and us actually going to this meeting, because as Nirvana said, there were meetings that only 4 African Americans attended, for the budget request, right, and no BCC students at all. So here we're also telling you guys to stay informed about this topic, like know what's going on, know when the next meeting is, and try to go there. That's first and foremost. Another thing is when we're here, we're trying to organize for the day of, what is it? December 14th, make sure that you're here, make sure that you tell other people, and make sure that you're part of organizing and you're part of being the body.
How about this?
A good point about that, to piggyback off it, everybody got Facebook.
Yeah.
Put it on your status when the meeting is, and everybody's gonna probably get it, because everybody's friends with somebody that knows somebody, and we can get more and more people off of Facebook. I know everybody got a Facebook page. Just put it on your status as an update, so we can get more people out, so the word can go out.
Great idea.
Just make everybody like it. Regardless of the fact everybody likes everything, because on the like on the side, there's always everybody likes something. So just put Someone make a page, someone be in charge, make a page, all of us together, and just put basic details of what we're trying to get across. Basically, our minds is something that they can't take away, and that's what they're scared of us. You know what I'm saying? Like taking charge for what we want. So, and just get the point across of our tuition being hiked up.
There is a page right now in CUNY tuition hikes. Then I guess we'll just have one specifically for BCC in the meetings that we'll have here.
How about this? How many of y'all go to your BCC email accounts? Show him. It's a good amount. It's a good amount. Me, as president of the Student Government Association, I think I'm entitled to correspond with every student here to let you know what's going on. So I'm going to ask them, and I asked them before, for the ability to send out a weekly email to the student body to let you all know what's going on. But they're going to give me a hard time. They already gave me a hard time. How many of y'all knew about the Board of Trustee meeting on November 22nd? God darn it, that's a very low number. And I beg, I plead, please, let me send out an email to the student body letting them know what's going on. Please, a week in advance. Please, let me communicate to the people that I advocate for. You know what they did? Monday morning, Monday afternoon, late afternoon, right before the meeting, they do something up on the website. Wow. But you have to click through the news and you have to click through another link just to see it. What is that saying? Is this a coincidence? Huh?
It says you show up with 50 people there, you demand that they do it.
Exactly, I can't do it by myself. I'm just one person. The best person to advocate for you is guess who? Exactly.
What can we do? What can we do to help you? Let's boycott. Let's do all the things that we're talking about.
We will. How about this? Let's keep this going. Let's not even break this. Next week, Wednesday, we can do a meeting in the cafeteria. Why not?
Everybody bring your own lunch, too.
Word. 12 o'clock. Next week, Wednesday. Just come. Just come. Even if you gotta come late, 12:20, just come and bring a friend. Don't come alone. Do not come alone. Bring somebody with you. And like homie said, bring your own lunch. Bring your own lunch. And we'll keep this conversation going. We'll keep this dialogue going because this is beautiful. I have people from PSC, I have people from NIPER, people from PSC, and I told them both, listen, I appreciate what both organizations are doing, but truth be told, I don't want to hear from y'all. Like, we will hear from them. I want to hear from y'all, the students. Because this is who it affects. They can do as much as they possibly can, and they are. But it's up to us, man. And this is starting of something that's going to be very, very beautiful. We will succeed. We will not take no for an answer. We will win. Because so many people have sacrificed on our behalf throughout history. We owe it to them to win. So next week, Wednesday, 12 o'clock in the cafeteria. Bring your I will demand, and next week, I don't want to go to his office by himself. I'm tired of meeting with these people by myself. They think it's a joke.
Yes.
Dwight, it's just you. Come, let's talk.
I have heard that one.
Why not?
Slow down. You want